So apparently after releasing Super Castlevania 4 in the PAL regions, Konami decided that it might be worthwhile to go back to the good old NES and release the previous game. Logic, huh? Who needs it? Speaking of logic, the third game in the series is actually a prequel, being set about 200 years before the events of the first two games. The main character, Trevor Belmont, is Simon's ancestor. Castlevania 3 is much more like the original game than its more RPG-ish sequel, in that it's more of a left-to-right kind of action game, and like all the games in the series, it's hard. Scream-inducingly hard. And most of this stems, once again, from Trevor's clunky controls, which seem all the more frustrating after playing Castlevania 4, where at least Simon had a bit more whip control. There's a couple of things that Castlevania 3 did a bit differently. Occasionally the path branches and you have to choose which level you go to next. There's also 3 other playable characters that Trevor meets along the way. Grant is fast and he can climb walls. Sifa is extremely weak, but she has some cool magic spells. The third character is Alucard, Dracula's rebellious son, but either I chose the wrong level or I never got up to him because I didn't see him at all through my playthrough. The rest is pretty standard Castlevania stuff. There's the usual assortment of sub-weapons, knives, boomerangs, holy water. The axe is the champ weapon in this game though. I found it weird that Trevor collects bags of money but he never gets to spend any of it. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this game is mercilessly difficult. Did I finish it? Nah, not even close. I would say this is as good as the other 2 NES Castlevania games, but it's the hardest of the 3 and it really doesn't seem that great after playing the Super Nintendo one. So sit down, Trevor. Okay, I put this in as a joke because I remember Superplay magazine going on and on about this game. Movie tie-ins are usually bad, but this game really is terrible. Ooh, look out for the possessed suitcases, Kevin! And the jumping suit cover! Hooray! Oh, come on, how high up does this elevator go? Come on, this is ridiculous. Ah, finally. Doot-de-doo-doot-doo. Jump on the bed, yay! That's the most fun I had in this whole game, seriously. Oh, Home Alone 2 is so bad in just about every way possible. I could only play it for about 15 minutes before I just couldn't take anymore. Blech. Ah, the early 90s. The Simpsons had only been out a year or two and was ridiculously popular, so along came the video game adaptations. Almost always including Bart as the lead character. Undoubtedly, the best Simpsons game was the arcade one, which bore more than a passing resemblance to Turtles in Time, but that never got a home release, so we got Bart's Nightmare instead. So, the brat is trying to do his homework. Since when has Bart ever cared about homework? And he falls asleep. One thing I will say for Bart's Nightmare, its graphical style sure matches the show. They did a good job making it look authentic. Shame about the game though. You wander eternally through this Springfield street until you find a piece of paper to jump into. Exciting, isn't it? What did he just do to that granny? Okay. Then you have a choice of 2 levels. And each level is completely different from the others. In one you might be going through a cave Indiana Jones style. And in another one you might be flying through the air as Bartman. It's not a good game, I'm afraid. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say that playing it is a nightmare. Oh, come on, they asked for it. This is more like it. Even the title screen of Super Mario Kart fills me with nostalgia. Oh man, when this first came out I played it for months and hardly anything else. Let's see how it holds up today against its ongoing legacy. I remember thinking it was a bit weird that Bowser had apparently been shrunken down to fit inside of a go-kart and Toad had been made bigger, but I suppose that's just Mushroom Kingdom magic. It was great to see Yoshi given a new role apart from being Mario's noble steed, this being his first appearance in Super Mario World. Super Mario Kart was really the first time the Mushroom Kingdom was properly expanded beyond the main Mario platform series. It's great to see the little nods here and there, like when you hear Mario World's last boss music during the Bowser's Castle tracks. And the Lakitus, who act as the race referees. Now, fairness has never had anything to do with Mario Kart, but never is this more apparent than in the original game. Oh my Lanta, this game cheats like nobody's business. Every time you race, the computer gives you a rival. It doesn't matter what you do to that character, it will still beat everyone else and make your life a living hell. Pity help you if you get one of the Mario Brothers on your tail. They can turn themselves invincible whenever they want. And they will. It's evil and completely unfair. I feel it really takes away from the enjoyment of the game. It's not a fun challenge when the computer cheats every few seconds. Luckily, all that was fixed in Mario Kart 64, and every computer-controlled character needed to collect items just like the human player, and it's been like that ever since. Having not played the original for a while, I was a bit shocked at how hard the karts are to control. Especially the big fatties, Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. They skid and they slide all over the place, and I find the jumping power slide is more a hindrance than a help. I still got gold in the 50cc cups without much trouble. The 100cc races were challenging though, and I'm not even going to go near 150. No way, Jose. Mario Kart may look cute and sweet, but never was there a game series that welcomed so much swearing and controller-tossing rage. One thing I do love about Super Mario Kart is all the little secrets and tricks that you can discover, like getting that elusive good start by pressing the accelerate at the right moment, or using a feather to get a shortcut. Oh, did you see that? Oh, I guess you've got to have some driving skill as well. Of course, being Mario Kart, the one-player game is only half of the package. There's endless hours of entertainment in the multiplayer battle mode. Mario Kart 64 did it better, allowing 4 people to battle for a start, but there's still nostalgic pleasure to be had from these simple flat arenas. You know... the fact of the matter is, I still enjoyed playing it. If someone had never played any of the games in the series before, I would not recommend they start with this one. If you've got Mario Kart DS, Wii or Double Dash, there really doesn't seem much point in returning to the beginning. Almost all of the problems were fixed in the sequels, but for those of us who were there for the Mushroom Kingdom's first go-kart tournament, there's still a lot of enjoyment to be had. And screaming. Enjoyment and screaming. Next week, the NES just won't say die. Mario returns to the Game Boy, and a couple more Super Nintendo games. Peace out.